Hey, we're going to talk about 5 hidden dangers of TRT steroid use. This is stuff I don't see many people talk about, and I want to share a perspective from somebody who's on TRT for about a decade, been off for a year. And I want to talk about some of the emotions that show up when you go on this stuff that I just want to give you a heads up on. I'm not here to tell you that you're going to feel these things or you should feel these things, but I want to share with you what I felt and my experience with TRT. And as I've been talking more and more about this, a lot of guys have messaged me privately and said, dude, I totally resonate with this stuff. And most of them are not, people who grew up in, Christian homes like I did or men of faith, etc. They're just people that, are experiencing things they didn't anticipate. And maybe you want to start up on TRT, maybe you want to get on a cycle of some sort, and you're just wondering, I look at all the videos, from a health perspective, it seems legit, etc. There's not a ton of research on it, but it's also some good research, etc. And you're ready to pull the trigger. But this video is to just pause you and get you to think about some other things I don't see anybody really talking about. A couple things I want to talk about. I want to talk about guilt, shame, pressure, imposter syndrome, and addiction. All right. I want to talk about these things. These are things that showed up for me when I got into TRT. The very first thing was guilt. I looked up the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt is a negative self-evaluation that results from the knowledge that you've done something illegal, immoral, unethical, otherwise contrary to the standard that you have set for yourself. Where does guilt come in with TRT? Well, for me, I went on originally for many years, just the base dose. So when I started talking to other guys, just bump it up to 200, bump it up to 300. Bump it up to 400. I never went up that high, but I remember bumping it from 100 to 200. I felt guilty because that's not what the doctor told me to do. The doctor told me stay at this dose, and I did it. Now, this was many years later, and there was guilt associated with that. And while his doctor prescribed, there was just these extra feelings that I didn't want to manage, and they were just there. And they became a burden. So the next is shame. So what's the difference between guilt and shame? Shame is the type of embarrassment that reflects the belief that you are somehow flawed. And I felt shameful because when you go on TRT and you start to monetize your business, and I know a lot of people on here are fitness coaches, personal trainers, and they're using their bodies to sell, right? Sex sells. A leaner, more muscular physique gives somebody on the other side more confidence to hire you. That's been research proven that you'll make more money if you look more the part. So there's this shame that I'm not actually this big. I'm not actually this lean. I'm actually not this strong. If I wasn't on this, I still look good, but I wouldn't be as good and as great as you see right now. So there's shame. There's embarrassment that I'm monetizing something that I haven't earned because it's not who you really are. And this is a very powerful emotion. The next problem is pressure. Now, pressure can be good, but it can also be bad. Pressure can help. Pressure can also hurt. And when you start growing your business, you get more attention from chicks. You start getting more admiration and respect from dudes because of how big you are, how lean you are, how strong you are. Your social media starts to grow. These all sound like great things, but it creates an additional pressure to keep it and to sustain it. So guess what? You think you're ever thinking about coming off of it? No. But what if you start to experience some health problems? What if you start to just realize this isn't a lifestyle you want to sustain? Or what if some research comes out in the future? Or what if you want to have kids and you're like, crap, this stuff isn't helping me be fertile, and now it's affecting what I want as a legacy with the family, right? You've created so much pressure to maintain this look, this identity, that it's going to be very, very hard for you to come off of this stuff. The fourth thing, kind of similar to the shame, but it's imposter syndrome. All right, imposter syndrome is when you feel like a fraud. It's also known as fraudulent complex. So if I'm going online and I'm telling people how to get big and how to get strong and how to man up and how to live your life, and I'm telling you all this stuff, like this is why I'm successful. I'm able to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go all day and work 16 hours and look at this empire that I've built and look at these cars I have and look how much potential I'm achieving each and every day. But you're not telling people that you're also taking 200-300 milligrams of testosterone every day, and maybe who knows what else, some Anavar, maybe some Winstrol, maybe some hardening stuff that is just giving you this like superhero physique. Guess what? You're going to be feeling like a fraud. I'm at a place in my life where I want to experience freedom. I don't want to have to worry about this. I don't want to have secrets. Look at people that have achieved a great life that haven't crossed that line and haven't exposed themselves to that risk and carried all these hidden dangers. The last thing is addiction, right? What happens is, you become addicted to everything that this drug can provide for you, right? You learn how to have higher energy levels without having to actually earn them. You just freaking take an injection, right? You learn how to eat more crap and not suffer the consequences. You end up creating bad habits, right? I remember drinking way more wine and enjoying more donuts and chips when I was on TRT, and I still had abs. And you get addicted to that. The ability to stay lean and muscular and also, have your cake and eat it to it. You can have your cake and eat it to it when you get on this stuff. But guess what? There is a price to pay down the road. Now you've achieved this identity. You've got to this place in your life, but now you're not like, sure, do I want to stay on it? In my situation, I experienced separation, which is likely soon be a divorce, and losing my family, which has been the most catastrophic 2 years of my life. And I'm not saying this is because of TRT, but it played a role in me being disconnected from myself, which created an inability to be disconnected from my partner and being able to be present in the marriage and to be an engaged father, because I was so obsessed with more, just getting to the next level. It's come with a massive cost. It's come with a massive price to pay. And it all just worked together. It wasn't just the TRT, but it created additional pressure to look a certain way, to lead the pack, to be at the top, to just keep, keeping up with the top dudes, right? Some guys are going to listen to this. They're going to laugh. They're going to think this is a joke. Yeah, this is not a big deal. Vince, you couldn't manage it. You're a problem. Guess what? I didn't realize this was an issue for 11 years until I had to deconstruct my entire life and look at every single piece that contributed to how I was disconnected from myself. And I just want to share this video because I truly believe that many men are going down the path that I went down and aren't going to know or resonate with this video until 5-10 years down the road, until they experience a catastrophic thing in their life. And I'm not here to tell you I told you so, but I'm here just to be a cautionary tale. I'd love to hear what resonated with you guys in this video. Let me know in the comments below. And let's keep this conversation on TRT going. Let's kind of broaden the conversation outside of just health, but start talking about these emotions, shame, guilt, imposter syndrome, pressure, and addiction, these things. I don't know if those are all emotions, all those different hidden dangers. Yes, those hidden dangers. That's what we want to talk about. We'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget, level up or level off. We'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.